The Capital City Bikeway project along Kellogg Boulevard is part of a comprehensive downtown bikeway network plan that the City of St. Paul has been implementing over the last several years. The planned Capital City Bikeway network, shown on your screen, will connect to existing trails and effectively place a majority of downtown within a few blocks of a bike and pedestrian trail. This presentation is about the Kellogg Boulevard Bikeway between Jackson and St. Peter Street, shown in yellow on the map. The first segment of the Capital City Bikeway was completed along Jackson Street from University Avenue to Kellogg Boulevard in 2017. Interim segments along 9th and 10th Streets were completed in 2020. During the summer of 2022, another segment of the network will be constructed along Wabasha Street from 7th Street to Kellogg Boulevard, and in 2023, additional bikeway segments will be constructed along Minnesota Street and along Kellogg Boulevard between St. Peter Street and Jackson Street. Today, Kellogg Boulevard between St. Peter and Jackson does not have dedicated bike facilities, has parking in front of City Hall between St. Peter and Wabasha, has 3 vehicle lanes in each direction, has longer pedestrian crossings at the intersections, and existing vegetation in the center medians limits visibility, and has minimal stormwater treatment along the corridor. Upon completion of this project, there will be a dedicated 2-way bikeway along the north side of the street from St. Peter to Jackson. The parking lane in front of City Hall will be replaced with the new bikeway. There will be 2 vehicle lanes in the east and westbound directions from Wabasha to Jackson. The center medians will be reconstructed with new tree plantings. The north-south pedestrian crossings will be shortened. The medians will have pedestrian refuge areas along the crosswalks. There will be a new dedicated left turn lanes at the Minnesota and Robert Street intersections. There will be a dedicated bus drop-off zone in front of the Creative Arts School. Vehicle lanes along the block between Robert and Jackson will be more clearly delineated and separated. The stormwater collection system will be retrofitted with underground filter systems. A byproduct of these improvements is that the existing landscape medians along Kellogg will need to shift south. This reconfiguration requires removing the existing median trees. However, new trees will be planted within the new medians as part of the project. Additionally, new trees will be planted along the north side of the street where no trees currently exist. To help illustrate how the new roadway will look along Kellogg Boulevard, the following cross sections show perspectives as if you were standing in the street and looking to the east. Section A is between St. Peter and Wabasha. Here you can see how the new trail will be adjacent to the sidewalk and separated from the road. There will be 2 lanes of vehicle traffic in each direction, separated by the center median, and parking will be maintained along the south side of the street, adjacent to the park. Note that no changes are being made to the sidewalk or anything else along the south side of the street as part of this project. Section B is looking eastbound in front of the Creative Arts School between Cedar and Minnesota. Here, the trail remains behind the curb, adjacent to the sidewalk. We will also have a dedicated pickup and drop-off lane for the school buses. There will continue to be 2 vehicle lanes in each direction and parking along the south side. At the intersection of Minnesota Street, there will be a dedicated left turn lane for eastbound traffic. Finally, Section C is looking eastbound between Minnesota Street and Robert Street. The bikeway, vehicle lanes, and parking lane are all maintained, and you will notice that the outside westbound vehicle lane will also serve as a right turn lane onto Minnesota Street. These next illustrations give a zoomed-in perspective of the proposed Kellogg Boulevard improvements, looking down from above. Starting at the west end of the project in front of the City Hall, the existing parking lane along the north side of the street will be replaced with a wider boulevard area to accommodate the new separated bikeway. At the Intercontinental Hotel, east of Wabasha, the bikeway will be adjacent to the sidewalk behind the drop-off/valet zone. The center medians along this block from Wabasha to Cedar will be reconstructed with new trees. From Cedar to Minnesota Street, the bikeway will pass by the existing parking ramp and Creative Arts School, and there will be provisions for a separate bus parking bay for student drop-offs and pickups in front of the school. The Bikeway will continue east to Robert Street alongside the Kellogg Square apartments, where there will also be an opportunity to further separate the Bikeway from the sidewalk area. The center medians between Cedar and Robert will also be reconstructed and replanted with new trees, and you'll also find a new dedicated left turn lanes at Minnesota Street and Robert Street to better organize and route traffic along the corridor. Finally, the Bikeway will continue east past Robert Street and connect with the existing Capital City Bikeway network at Jackson Street. Today, this block is excessively wide. The improvements from this project will improve both pedestrian and bicyclist experience and the safety and legibility for vehicular traffic. Along this block, the project will be narrowing the street and providing significant separation between the Bikeway and the sidewalk. Additionally, a new center median will be reconstructed between the eastbound and westbound traffic. These changes will result in a much more comfortable Kellogg to navigate as a pedestrian or bicyclist while still maintaining vehicular traffic over the Robert Street Bridge. As the Capital City Bikeway project team continues to develop its designs for the corridor, additional consideration will be given to how the boulevard spaces between the Bikeway and the street and between the Bikeway and the sidewalk will be landscaped and furnished. There are a variety of amenities that can be considered. Some common ones include benches, bike racks, and trash receptacles. Do you have any preferences? Any other ideas? If so, feel free to utilize the contact info on the project website to let our design team know. So, how will the development of the Capital City Bikeway project along Kellogg Boulevard continue to progress? As mentioned, our project team is actively working on the engineering and design details of the project and is expected to continue through fall of this year. At that time, the city will also be conducting a public hearing for the project. More information and the date will be posted on the project website as we get closer to the hearing. Over the winter, the city will be advertising the project to prospective contractors and taking bids for the construction work. After the contractor is selected, the project will be on track to start construction in the spring of 2023. All 5 blocks of the project are expected to be substantially complete by the end of the construction season in the fall of 2023. Thank you for your interest in the Capital City Bikeway Kellogg Boulevard project. Please stay tuned to our project webpage for the latest project information. The web address is noted at the bottom of your screen. If you do have questions or comments about the project, feel free to reach out to the project contacts also listed on the project webpage. Thank you for watching.